Hi everyone, Bethany Wilson here with Rough Beginnings Rehab, and I am here to go over the first day you get your puppy and all the crate training goodiness. I know it's a long video, but there is so much information and I use two different dogs. And don't forget to check out a short video that's a little bit more advanced on how to let your puppy exit the crate whenever you've been gone all day and they're so excited. That'll be linked down below, and it's also with a puppy named Zoe. So Zoe here, she's almost 4 months old. Let's say that you just brought her home, okay, and you want to start introducing the crate, right? Well, I'm a huge advocate of the crate. It helps dogs learn how to control their bladder, and there's a whole potty training method to that I won't get into here, but crates are great just because they're safe for dogs. Puppies eat everything, they go everywhere, so it's just a really nice tool to have, especially at night. So here's the thing about crating, is that I am not a fan of putting your dog in a crate and leaving for work the next day when you have to go to work and you don't know how they are in a crate when you're gone. But at night it's different. At night you're home. You can hear, if something, if they just really have a meltdown or get stressed out or something like that, you can go and check on them, right? So at night, the puppy's very first night with you, they will sleep in the crate. You will put them in there, you will shut the door, you will walk away, and you'll ignore whining. If they do whine, if they do whine, she's gonna get impatient fast. If they do whine, you can come in and say, no, and walk away. No, don't be angry, don't be mad. I know you've been woken up at 3 in the morning. Don't be mad about it, but try that to settle them down and just make them go, oh, okay, I'll shut up. They may not be quiet. They may just have to learn how to self-soothe over the course of a few nights. Put them in the furthest room of the house, cover the crate. You can play some music or some talk radio, kind of at a speaking level, so noises don't wake up the puppy throughout the night. But just keep in mind, if it's a puppy under 4 months old, you probably are going to have to get up at 5 in the morning the first few nights and let them out to potty. You might as well set your alarm. and understand that when you have a puppy, there is no snooze button. Snooze button doesn't exist, because as soon as they hear that first alarm, they are awake, and you got to get up and you got to take them out, okay? Now we're going to go over what to do with, in regards to whining in the crate, because I never ever want you to let out a puppy that's whining. But you also can't leave them in there if they need to potty at 5 in the morning and they're boo-hooing because they're awake and they want to potty. So there's definitely a way to work that out, and we're going to go over that towards the end of the video. And then I also want you to check out my Calm Crate Training number 2. It's a little bit more in detail. It actually shows barking, whining dog and coming in and how to properly let them out. But we're still going to briefly go over it with this youngster. She's going to be really impatient. She's been up for a few hours, so hopefully we'll get some spunk out of her. What we're going to be doing here is just intro to the crate. It's like when you first bring your dog home. I like to teach crate as a command. I don't only crate dogs at night and when I leave, all right? They're crated sometimes when I'm home, and I teach it as a command. That way it's not like the crate doesn't represent leaving, and the crate doesn't represent, man, I'm gonna be stuck in here all night, right? So not only do I wanna present it in a positive way with food, but I'm also gonna do this for several days, maybe regularly for months, a few times a week, just patterning it as a command. So this is like your very first step when you bring your puppy home. I would always feed your puppy in the crate, like if you feed it from a bowl, but you also want to do this. Oh, yummy. She should be hungry, so this should go pretty smoothly. We'll see. Oh, yum, yum. So I just have her kibble. If you have a puppy that's not really interested in dry kibble because it's their first night, they may not even be interested in like boiled chicken or lunch meat, but you can try. You should definitely try. Some puppies are going to be so unsure that you're just not going to be able to do this with them, and that's okay. You still put them in the crate overnight, and you still do that exercise that we're going to go over later. But if they will focus, oh, yum, yum, yum. If they will focus, then this is what you want to do. Crate. Oh, is that too difficult? Is that too difficult for you? Crate. She like reaches in to get it. I'm gonna turn this at an angle. It might help. Hang on. So you guys can see. Zoe, look, she's trying to get it from the outside. She doesn't want to go in. Why? Is it weird? Right? Great. Good. What are you gonna do? You hear her whine? She's trying to figure out how to get in there without stepping in. Some dogs will jump right in and they don't care, and then some are like, I'm not sure about this. Yeah. Okay, if you've got a double door, this one doesn't, but if you've got a double door on your crate, open the other door from top or side and reach in that way. I'm gonna try. Come on. I'm just trying to be patient is all. Come on. Come here. Great. Good. Great. Good. Great. Good. Good job. There you go. See, that wasn't so bad. So sometimes maybe just pick them up and put them in there. So let's see. Great. Good. See, that time she stepped right in. Sometimes it's just that initial barrier of I don't know if I can step in there. What's going to happen if I step in there? And she has slept in a crate for a few nights already. We haven't done this, but she's slept in a crate. So she probably does think, well, if I go in there, the door is going to shut and we're going to go to sleep and I have all this energy. So that's why it's really important, the balance factor, to do this too. Not just the first day. Crate. Good. Good job. Not just the first day, but for several days. Even if it's just a handful of kibble, 3-4 minutes once a day, every other day for a week, it'll make a huge difference. You've got to have that balance. Yes. Oh, great. So what I'm doing is I'm saying the word, since she didn't jump in right away and get it, I'm waiting till she eats the food to say crate and then just say good. Crate, good. Crate, good. See if I can catch her a few times staying in there. Crate, good. Good job. Okay, so this is what I want. I want, just like when I teach place, good girl, yeah, you did good. Just like when I teach place, I want all the good stuff to happen in the crate. So why would I ever leave the crate? I'll just stay in here because this is where the food's at. This is where the fun is at. Don't feed them outside the crate. Same with place, unless they get to the point where they don't want to leave the place command either, the bed or the mat. You don't feed them off the mat until they're like, I don't want to leave the mat. Why would I ever leave this wonderful mat? Why would I ever leave this crate? I get food. Crate, good. So now I'm just going to say crate when she hops in. So I might lure her out. Crate, good. And this is just her kibble. If you can use kibble, use kibble. Good. If you have to use like something yummy like boiled chicken or something, try good. Try to just do that for the first couple of days and then wean them off and use their kibble. And they might have to skip a meal or two. It'll be fine. They'll be fine. But they need to be a little hungry if you want to transfer them over sometimes. Good. The worst thing you can do is try to use kibble and the kibble doesn't work, so you go get chicken. You do that a few times and they'll learn really fast. Happy, no? Place? Place? Down. You do that a few times and they'll learn really fast that if they ignore their hard food, you'll get good food. Something you can do with dogs really struggling, sit, oh good, sit. With dogs really struggling is you can take a bag of their kibble, put a few pieces of chicken or a piece of lunch meat in there, refrigerated overnight, and everything will smell like people food, right? So you'll still get that drive and you can wean them off. That's only for dogs that are really being a pain in the butt, or for owners that don't want to just have their dogs skip a meal or two. Because here's the thing, if she doesn't eat when we're working, then she doesn't eat at all. I have no problem with that, because I know within a few meals, she's gonna be ready to work and I'm gonna have her attention and it's gonna be so much easier. But some people have a problem with that, and if that's the case, then that's fine. You just gotta adjust. Great. Yes, good job. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but that was, even though I'm sitting down, that was a little bit of body language. So she was starting to head in and she was thinking about changing her mind because there was no food. So I leaned back and it made her come on in. And that's body language. It's like an invite. See if I can do that again. Great. Yeah, good job. Good job. And when I first introduce a crate, I don't have anything in it because a blanket has new smells. It can distract from it. And then she's a digger too, so she'd probably be digging at it like crazy. Then I'll introduce the blanket and stuff like that later. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Oh, good crate. Look at you. Crate. Good. So now I'm gonna work on just a little bit more of an advanced step, okay? And you can absolutely do this all in day one, because I want you guys to, not only associate this positively, but at some point that door's good. That door's got to close, right? So we're gonna go over that, but I want you guys to do this as much as you can, like just short 5-10 minute intervals with an 8-week-old, maybe 3-minute intervals, as much as you can before you leave them and go to work. And then I want you to practice when you're home, like leaving for 15 minutes and coming back and things like that. If you've got, with all the technology nowadays, there's no reason you and your spouse or a friend can't like set up a computer camera to watch them, and then that way you can replay it when you come back after 10 minutes, 15 minutes to see how the puppy did. Things like that, because I don't want you leaving for work for 4 or 5 hours and you have no idea how this dog's going to be in a cage during the day without you here. You can get cameras on Amazon for I think like $50-$60. The ones I have I've got one that's 60 and then a few others that are 100, just because I need a little bit, I need night vision and stuff because of the board and training that I do. But you can find them really good price. So there's no reason for this to be, this to be an issue. Yeah. All right, so let's work on something a little more advanced. So I've already been working on sitting down with her in place. We just haven't done the crate yet. And she's doing pretty good. It's only been a day, but she's doing good. Yeah, sit. Good. Make sure your downs are good. Good down. Good job. Crate. Come on. See, I've moved, so it's a little different. All right, I'll toss it. Sit. Good. Down. Good. So now that she can do down in the crate, I'll never not ask for a down. Down. Good. Once that dog learns down, that's all there is. Because down, it's always easier for them in the future as an adult to control their impulses. Hang on. I know, I'm not quick enough. Down. Good. See, if she was out here, she'll already lay down for pretty long chunks of time. For a puppy, a few minutes. But in here, she keeps popping back up. There we go, good. Nope. Down, good. So at this point, I want to try to catch her, because she's doing really good, right? I want to try to catch her before she even comes out. I want to invite her out, right? So I want to kind of change this dynamic a bit. If she was really fighting me, I'd go ahead and still let her come out. Sometimes the 8-week-olds, they don't understand the concept of any boundary at all. She's been working a little bit on it, so she has a better idea. Down. I think she's 11 weeks old, which does make a difference. Those few weeks. They're completely different dogs. Between 8 weeks and 12 weeks, and then 16 weeks, completely different. So what I want to do is just catch her before she comes out on her own. Zoe, come. Yeah. So that way I'm pairing, I'm going to go ahead and start pairing that with every time she comes out. So it already starts to become, you're itching. It already starts to become a permission-based thing. Great. Good. So this time she went in with my arm in there. Good. Down. Good. So if you do this, I don't know, let's say you get your new puppy in the morning on a Saturday. You can do this 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever the puppy can handle, 5 times that day. I don't care. I mean, as long as there's a break in between, they can do as many repetitions of this as you want. Short, controlled sessions where it's just patterning over and over and over. That's how they learn. But don't go 30 minutes, right? You even if it's only 3-minute intervals, you can do 10 of those throughout the day. That's what makes the difference. You can't just do it for 20 minutes straight. She's actually got quite a bit of drive. She can go a long time with focus for her age, but she's also a little nutty. That's why she's here. Yes. Nope. Sorry, settle down. So yeah, that's what I would suggest for that. So now we're gonna go over the next step, which I also want you to do before you crate them that first night, if you have time, of course. If not, then you just gotta deal with what you've got. But after you've done that for a few minutes, we're gonna try this. What have I got? Oh, good sit. Great. And we're gonna close the door. We're gonna make a little bit of a noise, right? Not a big noise, a little bit of a noise. If they're sensitive to the noises, because some dogs will be, some will be fearful when they hear that metal type noise, even on the plastic crates. Try not to make too much noise, but you want to make some. So this is her intro. I'm gonna open it a couple inches and shut it. So that like tapped her nose a little bit. She didn't even care. I've got a video I'm going to show at the end of a Shih Tzu, another Shih Tzu, new one, that does care. Like she's really good with the blocking. This is spatial pressure, all right? This is like if a dog gets up from a sit, you walk into them, say no, reset them. That's spatial pressure. You're moving in towards the dog. It's the same, it's what I'm going to create with this gait. So I'm going to wake up in the morning, whining dog, boo-hoo-hoo in the crate. I'm going to stand next to the crate. I'm going to unlatch it. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to wait a second. Wait till the dog stops pawing at it like crazy. As soon as the dog stops pawing at it, I'm going to open it just a couple inches again and shut it. I think I'm going to have to be pretty forceful with her because she's, oh, good sit. So I get a default sit. That is a great sign. That lets me know that the energy that I used with the crate door shut, even though it didn't touch her that time, it lets me know that the energy of that was just what she needed to back off and sit. So with this, so I'm going to try it again. A little wider this time. Good. She's a fast learner. She's really pushy though. I expected it to be harder. Good. So see, she went for it. She took a few steps and I went ahead and shut it. I didn't have to slam it that time. You might have to, like especially if you're doing this with maybe a new 16-week-old puppy, already more driving, more energy, you might have to really slam this cage. And don't worry, you're not going to hurt them. They'll be fine. Crate means calm. So I don't care if your puppy is freaking out at 4 a.m. You do not, she's thinking, sorry, I gotta keep my eye on her. It's her first time. I'm gonna make it a little easier for her so I can talk. So I don't care if it's 4 a.m. and your puppy's going crazy. And you do have to get up. You do have to take them out to potty, if that's why, which it probably is, if it's, you know, a new puppy. You still don't allow them to bolt out of the crate. Because here's the thing, yeah, they might piddle in their crate when you come up and do the door thing for the first couple times. But if you don't do that, they will piddle outside of their crate for months and months and months. They'll have excitement piddling. They won't learn how to control it. They won't learn calm and crate. It's just so important. It transfers to so many areas of their lives. I can't even tell you what this small exercise can do for you, because you're not training a puppy. Might be 8 weeks old, but you're not training a puppy, you're training a dog, right? So you have to teach them from day one, if you can. If you're able to do that, if you're not working backwards and you have a 6-month-old dog and you're just now doing this, but you have to try to set these boundaries right away. It'll make things so much easier for you. Cuts down on whining long term and things like that. Teaches them to control their impulses from an early age. And it creates calm and crate, so there's no excitement in the crate, so they can settle faster, no whining faster. They can cope with that faster. And it creates a permission-based relationship, a give and take, right? A give and take. Zoe, come. Yay! Okay, so let me point something out. This dog, don't you pee on my carpet. I think she'll be okay. This dog is, she's very driven. She's a very driven puppy. It's part of the reason she's here is she's having impulse control issues when it comes to people and dogs, just being so some dogs, when I do this exercise with, especially between the 7 and 10 week mark, even though you shouldn't get a puppy until they're 8 weeks old, some people do on accident. What I need you guys to keep in mind is when you do this, the puppy may be like, well, I just won't come out. I'll stay here. I'm good. I'll stay here. That's not uncommon. And if that happens, don't keep trying to coax them out and use food and use toy and all that stuff. Just walk away. Just leave the door open, walk away, and keep an eye on them. And when they start to kind of venture out, just be like, good job. I mean, they'll learn. They'll get over it really fast. And the more repetitions you do, they'll say, oh, that's what this is all about. I have to wait, and then I get permission to come out. But that first time you do this, they might be like, well, I just won't come out, I'll stay here. That's not the most uncommon thing in the world, so just be prepared for that to happen, depending on the temperament of your puppy. Zoe, come here, let's do it one more time for them, and then they can watch part 2. Come here. And when you practice this, don't just do it one time, because I don't know what she's gonna be like, but some dogs, once you do it once, and then they come out, they might not wanna go back in. So you still have to work through this, right? You still have to work through it. But when it comes to crating the puppy that first night and letting them out, you know, at 3 a.m. when they whine because they've got a potty, you still have to do this. It might be sloppy because you're half asleep, but you gotta. And they might. This is a big one. They might sit back and not bolt out, but they might still be whining. I see that sometimes, and if it's just the first few nights, I don't mind it so much. At least they're not bolting out this door. So sometimes with issues like that, you take what you can get, right? If I get a little bit of progress, as long as I don't get the bolting, I'm happy. They can whine a little in the back. A few days, we might work through that during the day, doing these exercises, and then it goes away. And then it might not, and if it doesn't, you know, you can let me know. Great. There we go. She's like, maybe I don't want to. Oh, good job. So I won't close the door on her right away. Let's do a few fun repetitions before I close the door again. Great, good. Down, good. Yeah, good. I'm gonna reward her a few times for staying in place now that she's doing it. Good. Zoe, come, yeah, good job. So in the morning, they're like, just ignore. When they settle down, just unlatch, stand back up. Good, sit. Good job. Couple inches, that's it. She's a smart girl. Smart girl. A little bit more, but I'm ready to close it if I need to. Look, she's thinking about it. Wow, she learned really fast. The puppy that I have in the later, and then the puppy in the other video, they needed more repetitions. Oh, nope. All right, so the reason I did that is because she pawed, and she definitely broke that threshold. So I just want to nip that in the bud really fast before it escalates to her really trying to get out. So this is good, this default. Her trying to figure it out. Zoe, come. Zoe, come on. Yeah, good job. See your hesitation? Come on. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So because she wants to come, but she thinks I'm setting her up, right? And that can happen. It's not a big deal. It's not unusual. So you got a couple of options when you're working with this. How you work them through it is you work them, right? You can just use kibble. Zoe, come. Yeah, I knew that'd change your mind. Now, if that didn't change your mind, I've already said Zoe, come, right? I would just leave it open and walk away. She'll come out eventually. And then as soon as she does, we'll work on it some more and work her through that. Because it's the patterning that helps them understand, oh, that's why I have to wait till I'm called, then I can come out. That's how this works. That just takes time, just like anything else.
Bite it? He tried to bite it. Oh my goodness, sneezing fit. Well, you're right. He's not fazed by much. And that's also part of the reason why, when he was corrected earlier and he did the zoomies, I see that a lot of dogs are like, oh, I've never been corrected. And they just lay down and look at me, the more submissive ones. He's definitely more in between.
Yeah.
Boy, he investigates fast. Good. Good. Default sit. That's what I want. Good. Good. It's a bigger piece. You're lucky. Good. Jude, come. See, I said come too soon. You saw that, right?
He also has a hard time getting out of there.
Oh, you do?
He's getting better.
Yeah,
He's
come.
better.
Good job. Good job. Yeah, good job. Okay. Crate. Okay, jump over. Kind of do it yourself. I don't want to always have to put you in there. There you go. Yeah, try to use goodies to get him to figure out how to walk in there. I mean, it will get easier as he gets older, but a little bit of anxiety can be from him feeling like he has no choice, and he's always put in there. So try to use food to lure him in.
He just gets his foot caught. Well, that's why we have that pad in there, because when the pad's in, he can jump up.
It's easier. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like physically, I don't think he...
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's why we were so excited to have you, because we didn't want him to feel like that was like a bad place for him. Like when the room is open, he actually will go in there on his own sometimes.
Good. Yeah, people think that correcting will all of a sudden make dogs not like whatever it is they're being corrected about, but that's not true.
Okay.
It's not true at all. You just have a balance of, see, this is what I want. I want permission-based. I want calm and crate. There is no whine and bark and I get to come out. Now, the exception is when he whines at 5 in the morning because he has to, potty. Mm-hmm. You do have to let him out, but you do not have to open the door where he runs out and goes and pees. You can still do this. He might tinkle, but that's a small price to pay for teaching him calm and crate and making sure he understands that when he comes out, he's not allowed to do it until he's settled. Until he's settled. I mean, some dogs are so bad, they'll give me the default sit, but they'll still be whining, and I'll give it to him. It's improvement based off of freaking out. But this is good. He's responding really nicely to this. Really nicely. But you saw how firm I was. That's why I wanted to get on video. I get questions all the time on this because my video, I didn't show like my how-to video on calm and crate. It's actually with another one of these guys. And it's not, like, I don't think I had like a slamming moment. And I'm like, people slam the crates. And they're like, really? I'm like, yes. I'm like, you've got to shut down that energy. You got to squash it. If you just keep doing this and this. You'll be there forever because the dog is whining and anxious and excited and wants out. So you'll be doing that forever if you don't give them a good bang. And they're like, oh, that's what she means. Oh, you know what I mean? And what's really common, he really is middle of the road. But what's really common is dogs won't want to come out after that happens to them for the first time. So that may happen the first time you guys do that. They'll be like, oh man, she's doing what that other lady did. I'll just stay in here. I just won't come out. And if you can't lure them out like I did with food, don't keep trying. Just walk away. And well, you have to keep an eye on them because she'll come out and pee on the carpet. But just walk away and sit on the bed and read your emails and wait for him to come out, or just give him a break and then you can come back and ask again. See, look at this. This is what I want, you know? Let me actually shut it because part of it can also be the aspect of listening to it. Shut. These are tricky too, though, as well, because when they come up and come down, this type of model, they don't shut easily. So you kind of have to keep holding them up, if that makes sense, because you know how to open it. Because once it slides back down, it just doesn't do well.
Yeah, right.
So you kind of have to keep it up a bit. But see, now look at him. See that, right? Now, don't get me wrong. If we left the room, he'd probably start whining. But the point is that this is how you always want to let him out. And if you have to let him out when he's whining, like the situations, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And then another thing is, whenever you don't have to squat down either. For you can just come and face this way because this is here. So face this way. Open. God, these things. There we go. Open it up and just keep it closed for a second so you're ready. Give him like 2 inches. And when he starts to bolt, which he will, then you shut. So you're right here and right where you need to be, rather than on this side where it's kind of awkward. And you try it again. Then you can invite him out. Jude! Jude, who's good? Jude, come. Yeah, come on, you can do it. Oh, there you go. Good job. And then you go and do what you need to do. So that's what you're missing. You're missing the